With fear circulating around a possible recession, President Trump says he stands by his sweeping global tariffs that he announced last week.
There was a major sell-off on Wall Street over the weekend. The U.S. markets don't open, of course, for a couple more hours. But here's how things are looking right now. According to the pre-market numbers, the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and S&P 500, of course, all deep in the red.
Meanwhile, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have introduced legislation aimed at regaining some control over these tariffs. Joe Cortez, live right now with the very latest this morning.
Well, Kate Patrick, good morning. President Trump spoke on Air Force One Sunday. He says he imposed the new levies on imports in an attempt to correct the imbalance between the U.S. and countries it does business with. Now, there was no indication he would back down, also saying he will not make a deal with China after China imposed its own 34% tariff on all U.S. goods, calling the new round of U.S. tariffs a blatant violation of World Trade Organization rules. During last week's announcement, we saw a major sell-off on Wall Street, and lawmakers created a new measure. If passed, it would require the president to give Congress a 48-hour notice before imposing or raising tariffs. The act would also require the president to provide an explanation and analysis of the tariffs' potential impact.
When you look at the trade deficit that we have with certain countries, way over $1 billion per country. But with China, it's $1 trillion. Because of the tariffs, we have $7 trillion already committed to be invested in the United States.
Coming up in the next 30 minutes, we'll hear from a financial expert on how the tariffs are affecting Americans' retirement savings. For now, live in studio, Joe Cortez, 12 News.
Stock markets around the globe continue falling amid President Trump's latest round of tariffs.
And that continues with the stock market in Tokyo, Japan, plunging this morning. It fell 8 percentage points just moments after the opening bell. Financial experts in the U.S. say they're focused on keeping their clients calm. Some are seeing their savings and retirement accounts already being affected.
And Joe Cortez is live in studio with what a financial advisor is saying about this. Joe.
Kate Patrick, good morning. The import taxes announcement last week prompted a drop in the U.S. stock market. Thursday and Friday were the worst 2 days on Wall Street since the pandemic. The Japanese Nikkei is often a precursor to what's going to happen globally. Time will tell what the U.S. stock market will look like. President Donald Trump said he plans to stand behind his sweeping tariffs. But Michael Armstrong with Armstrong Advisory Group out of Needham, Mass. says the tax for other countries comes at a cost for Americans, too. The decline has affected Americans' 401k retirement savings. Armstrong says amongst his colleagues, one universal issue they're worried about is a recession.
The promise of the Trump administration that they seem to be making is we want to manufacture many new goods and stuff that used to be manufactured in the United States here again. Problem seems to be that in order to do that, they are more than willing to cause a recession.
The U.S. stock market opens up at 9:30 this morning. Meanwhile, President Trump plans to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today to discuss tariffs and the war in Gaza. Live in studio, Joe Cortez, 12 News.